This is the tale of 4 cities from 4 corners of the world, each with a very different history and each with a very different cultural experience to offer. But what these 4 cities do have in common is remarkable. An accident of geology and geography have given them the credentials to host the international meetings and events which address the most pressing issue of modern times.
As conventional energy sources are being depleted, we're having to look to frontier and difficult to acquire energy sources into the future. Now, all of these require higher levels of technology, more sophisticated drilling and exploration, and they also bring with them some environmental costs. So these are all challenges of energy that are front and center on everybody's agenda. So I think Calgary is very fortunate to be part of this relatively small group of elite cities who are working together to share knowledge, to share technology, to share information, financing, and also the solutions that we're going to have to develop for the years ahead. Having these meetings, bringing people together is going to be a critical part of finding the solutions to our energy dilemma in the future.
The Energy Cities Alliance is an alliance of 4 cities, all that have oil and gas energy in common. There's Aberdeen, Calgary, Abu Dhabi and Perth in Australia. And we work together to share leads, promote each other's cities. Could be oil and gas business, or it could be other conferences that have been to each of these cities, and then we can offer the other cities as the next venue. And it's working very well.
We have got something to offer to conference organisers because of the expertise within our cities, but also because we can unite and provide higher profile for the organisers' conference to come to the city and generate more delegates.
All aspects, all the way through the whole bidding process, right through to the fruition of the conference or meeting itself, we can supply that global network between the 4 cities. But what that means is if you're bidding for a conference and lobbying for that conference, through our connections with those other, in our case, those other 3 cities, we can, for example, get letters of support from the corresponding organisations within each of those other 3 countries. We can help with the lobbying of any of the local people in each of those other 3 destinations, all of which supports our local host in their bid to bring the conference to Perth. But then right through to, once the conference is secured or even leading up to that, conduits into the relevant government departments for the particular industry, link into the industry thought leaders in all of those 4 cities. So for delegate boosting as well, that gives access into those local organisations to send something out to their database to say, you know, we're having this meeting in Calgary or in Perth or Abu Dhabi or Aberdeen. So that extends the reach of your audience and your potential delegates to come to the conference.
One example of the success derived from government support is Abu Dhabi's World Future Energy Summit.
On behalf of the government of Abu Dhabi, I very much want to thank our international guests. I wish all of us success in finding and ensuring a future sources of energy for the world. Shukran.
We were very lucky with Future Energy in having Sheikh Mohammed, the Crown Prince, as our key patron for the event. We then had Abu Dhabi's Future Energy Company with their Masdar initiative coming behind, and the hotels also gave us special rates, and the Ministry of Energy was really significant in inviting ministers to come from around the world. And without the Ministry of Energy support, it would have been very difficult to give them the meet and greet and the hotel accommodation. And probably finally, one of the big reasons for success is if the government gives the nod to the embassies. And when the embassies know it's a serious event, then we can attract pavilions from around the world.
We work very closely with the Convention Bureau and their ambassador programme. And there's absolutely no question from my point of view, the development of the Ambassador programme has been hugely important in our ability to attract these international standard and national conventions into Aberdeen.
We have a program of ambassadors where we have industry captains who can speak on behalf of the local hosts or can lend support to the bid documents for the local hosts. And we align those with our areas of excellence in Western Australia, which is where the state government priorities are focused as well.
The Ambassador programme operates via the Bureau. The Bureau promotes the destination to our academics within the university, within the hospitals and within the research institutes. Many of them are key figures in their subject matter and of course linked to associations. Therefore, we persuade them or ask them to join our programme to help us win events for the city. And of course, their subject matter is profiled because many of them actually are pioneers.
I would certainly think that ambassadors must be responsible for, 75 or 80% of these association events that we bring in.
Each city enjoys a wealth of ambassadors from within the energy sector as well as from their research and academic institutions. The significance of these institutions in delivering knowledge support and delegate boosting to association and other industry events is central to the Alliance's offer.
There's a big focus on education in Abu Dhabi and encouraging universities to come here. We already have Sorbonne University, Yale University, Abu Dhabi University, Zayed University, so there's a big focus on education.
And within the energy sector,
Masdar's initiative was to set up, if you like, a Silicon Valley here in Abu Dhabi, which would nurture companies who wanted to invest and have solutions to renewable energy, anything from battery technology to transport ideas. And they're also setting up 2 universities within the centre, make it a hub of knowledge, a hub of developments that they can then export around the world.
We are currently building a 10 megawatt photovoltaic farm, which is the biggest in the Middle East and North Africa. That's going to be delivering 10 megawatts. It's going to be the first grid connected, where we're going to be feeding power to the Abu Dhabi distribution company grid. And it will support our ongoing projects, which is the university headquarter and the project one. Masdar is one of them, taking a lead in the renewable energy, where we are diversifying all the products and not relying on one product. So eventually there is buy-in and there is a win situation, because you will not rely on one source, because that source after some time may vanish. You need to take a lead from day one on all sources. And we are heavily investing on all possible solutions. We are in contact with top-notch suppliers, GE, Siemens. They are coming up to Masdar to basically hear from us and basically see what they can deliver to us. It goes mutual. You want to hear from your colleagues as well. So being a big player in the renewable sector, Masdar has become a nucleus that people can benefit and get sources later in future.
And each city has capitalised on its energy dividend and other areas of academic or commercial expertise so that the Alliance can diversify beyond its energy transfer advantage into the transfer of non-energy related conferences and events.
The reason that someone would go to one destination over another is quite often because of the areas of excellence that are exhibited or that are demonstrated in those particular cities. We're strong in resources, we're strong in the mining sector, we're strong in the health sector. We've got some excellent research in agriculture and, interestingly, in the nanotechnology, biotechnology sectors as well.
We've developed around the oil and gas industry in areas such as logistics and transportation. Certainly finance is a strong organizational industry base for us. We are good in terms of medical and educational. We have the second highest number of head offices in Canada. So from a business perspective, we are well diversified.
Aberdeen has other huge strengths in bioscience, in medicine and other areas. And we are attracting an increasing number of conferences in other fields, which are non-energy related, into the centre and into the city. And that's part of our strategy going forward, to continue to build on that.
If we're talking about a sustainable economic future, then we really have got to look 20, 30, 40, 50 years into the future. And that's another benefit of working together and having an Energy Cities partnership, because we can complement each other and we can look at best practice, look what the other three are doing, exchange views, exchange ideas, and really have these 4 cities making a very visible mark on the future global economy.
The energy issue is not going to go away, and the solutions for the future are also going to reside where there are pockets of expertise, where there are nodes of organizations that are working to solve these problems for the future. And these are not happening in every city in the world. They're happening where energy is a primary focus. So it makes a lot of sense that there should be an alliance of energy cities, that we are pooling our knowledge, pooling our contacts, pooling our opportunities, pooling our challenges, and trying to find solutions for the future. It just makes a whole lot of sense.